Hello everyone, and welcome to Space Engineers. Today, we're going to be doing 5 tips and tricks for building. And these tips can go through almost any building game, whether it be Minecraft, Space Engineers, or whatever else you can think of. So, to get right into it, making a theme is the first point. Theming helps with making your creations mesh together as yours, or if you're doing an entire fleet in Space Engineers, for a certain type of reason, maybe a military fleet or a fleet that belongs to this kind of company, making a theme helps exponentially. So, with this, we're going to start with a color scheme. So I've picked out a blue, dark gray, and white. So we have our white tunnel to practice on. We're actually going to add some dark gray as the floor. There we go. Now we're going to add the blue in here, kind of to break up the tunnel from the rest of the build, whatever it be. There we go. And don't be afraid to mess up. You can always go back and redo it with whatever it is you want. And you can also, instead of coloring the blocks and making it accidentally painting over other blocks, you can destroy the blocks you want to paint and just put in new ones as long as you're in creative. It's very easy to do. So going back to our white to fix our mistake over here. There we go. So now we have this tunnel that's not entirely bland. Actually gonna try and add in. Yellow doesn't always work. I'll try it. It works reasonably. You can have that maybe as an indicator of where you're going. Definitely a way to get around. Okay. So point number 2 on this list of top 5s, or not top 5s, but tips and tricks. Top 5 tips. Never mind. Anyway, lighting. And obviously you're going to need some kind of lighting if you plan to inhabit the areas you're in. So I recommend being in the environment where you're tweaking your light. So I have my UI opacity completely down so I can see straight through with all the light. So I'm going to go over to the light. Let's say you want a clinical kind of look. Kind of drag this down just a bit. And this kind of cascade will give you a very white blue, kind of like a medical look. Look kind of medical to me. But also you could go, what I use in my habitation areas is the opposite of that, making it more like a sun with light. Or a star. A yellow star. Next, there's the radius and intensity. Fall off almost doesn't mean anything. Almost. Obviously, you want to play with the fall off if it's something you need to play with. I normally don't. I just turn the intensity down and radius. Oh no, radius down, intensity up. That gives me a nice coating, but doesn't go through the floor. Because if you turn it up, it goes through the floor and it looks just terrible. So you want to make sure where it is on your floor. Actually, I'm going to just fall off and make it there. Now we have a nice lit chamber. And yeah, that's it. There we go. This is kind of like the habitation wing. Maybe tap this intensity down. There. So it's not excessively bright. And you have to be in the light for the camera to adjust, so another good reason to be in where you're adjusting the light. So, and now if we go over here, this is kind of part of theming. Didn't actually put light in here, but it has its own light. It's the same concept. Dark gray floor, blue on the ends of the hallways. And I didn't put glass on the other one, but I put glass on this one. I was supposed to. But it looks like the same type of building. Same person would build that. Okay, so onto the third part is make smaller pieces of what you're building. So as you can see, that ship over there has lots of weird kind of angles, and those are all pieces right here. So if I were to go ahead and copy this, just put down this, it has plenty of different long angle bits, and this one piece is a headache all on its own to build. So by easily by making pieces, you can easily make larger strides when you're constructing larger things. You can do that and then copy that. There you go. You can get longer pieces and use less time, so definitely a giant time saver to do that. So make smaller pieces if you know you're going to be using them repetitiously. That one's actually a pretty tricky one because you have to flip it 4 times, so to get upside down and then backwards. So that's a really nice piece to have. I find it, I want to use it just everywhere on that ship. And that ship will be in a future video. Show it off when it's done. Some little bugs on it currently. Not actual bugs, there's problems with it. Anyway, moving on to having a concept. Now, as you can see with this ship, and there should be a picture up on the screen right about now, about what it was supposed to look like, or not supposed to look like, but a concept for it, and how it's coming along because I had that concept. I had no idea. I just started throwing blocks together before I had this concept, and yeah, this is what I had before any concepting. It looks odd and problematic. So yes, definitely have a concept. It helps build anything, even if it's, you know, I want a ship, and you just draw a triangle. Well, that is now where your ship is pointing. It's going to be angled. That's half the work done, almost half. Is the general shape of your ship. That was the hardest part with this one. So, and the final one is have inspiration. Gather some inspiration. Let's say you're working on a space station. I personally have a Pinterest page for sci-fi inspiration, and I'll go there and consult that with whatever I'm making, whether it be a door, a hallway, a bridge, whatever. And you can also use Google. There's, I believe, DeviantArt, and there's a whole ton of great places to find inspiration. The resources are almost literally endless, which is a statement that doesn't make any sense. Nothing can be only almost endless. Anyway, so that has been 5 tips and tricks for building. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope you practiced using them. And I hope to see you in the next videos. Don't forget to give a like, give a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as I said, hope to see you in the next episode.